Hello champions, how are you doing? Well, a lot of people struggle delegating this one task. This task is a task of decision making. When asked and when you probe these guys, they tell us the question that people come and ask me is, what price should I quote this particular customer? And this is a decision making exercise of quoting a price for the same product because there are variables that make the price change depending upon who the customer is. And this makes it complex for an entrepreneur to delegate this specific decision making task on pricing. If you are somebody who is resonating with this problem or you're facing this problem, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to create a tool, a pricing tool that can help you delegate even this decision making task with ease. Keep watching. Welcome back champions. My name is Hardik and I make videos to help your company grow. If you think what I say makes sense and if you feel a one-to-one conversation with me can help troubleshoot some of your business challenges, well then all you need to do is go onto my website, scroll a little down, select the relevant areas you need help in, answer a few very basic questions, and there you should be able to book a one-to-one free consultation call with me. So in today's video, we are talking about how to effectively delegate the task of giving the prices out, the quotes out to a customer which is different from the others, right? So if there are a variety of customers, each one is different and asking your people for prices, how do your people decide the right price and quote them without you being present? Having said this, I must tell you that this same funda can be used in a lot of decision making tasks that you get yourself involved in. To do this tool, all you need is basic Microsoft Excel skills. And mind you, you need these skills, not your sales guy who's answering these questions. That person simply needs to know how to use a mouse. So let's jump into the Excel sheet to understand how to go about constructing this tool now. Alright guys, so here's the Excel sheet. Now what we are going to create is called a master, but there is a step that we are going to follow even before that. So let's say you got to first get prepared to create a master. So we write product. Let's say you have 3 products. We call it A, B, and C. Okay. Then we have, let's say you have a subtype, maybe the size of the product or the kind of quality that you have on each of these products. So let's say we say type, because that can cover size. Let's say in each of these products, you have 3 different sizes. So say X, Y, and Z. What I mean to say is for product A, you have 3 sizes. For product B, you have 3 sizes. For product C, you again have 3 different sizes. Let's say you have, now we are coming to parameters that kind of are used to decide what price you need to quote to the customer. So let's say one of the parameters is called payment terms. Okay, now there are multiple terms that you can have, but for the ease of this, for the sort of this example and for making it simple, we are going to select cash, check, and promise to pay, which means no check is given, is just a promise and it's entirely going to go into credit. So you have for each of the product and every product type under that can have any one of these 3 options. Okay, so we say cash, check, and promise to pay. Now if we have to take one more parameter on which you decide the price, we can say the quantity of purchase, right? So we say quantity. Now you may want to decide maybe not a lot of them, but you may want to decide 3 classifications. So it's a high quantity, which means, let's say anybody who takes more than 100 units, you may want to term that as high purchase. Anybody who takes between 50 and 100, you may want to term that as medium purchase. And anybody who takes it lesser than 50, you may want to term that as low quantity purchase. Okay, you may create several quantity buckets like that. Okay, now this is a preparation that we do to create a master. Now we go into creating one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these 4 parameters. In fact, the entire box I'm going to select and paste it here. Now this is the method I use, but you can do it in any other way you feel comfortable, because there are several ways in which you can do the same thing on Excel. So what the idea is to create a combination, every combination that is possible with all of these parameters. Obviously you can add more parameters to this, but the idea is to create all possible combinations. So the way I go about doing it is I select the last parameter first and I go towards the first parameter. What I mean by this is the following. So let's say I delete this. So it's product A, type X, cash, and cash can have high, medium, and low, right? So I take the last parameter, which is quantity, I keep it as is, and then I go for the second, and then for the third, then the second, and then the first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply copy this and paste it here. So for cash, I've got all the 3 parameters. Now I'm going to get all of these 3 parameters for the second one, which is check. So I'm going to take check here, and I'm going to get all the 3 parameters for check, and obviously this remains as is. So I'm going to copy paste it here, and check also I will paste it here. So I've got that right now. Now I need to get all the ones for P2P, so which is promise to pay. So I'm going to say high, low, medium. I'll copy paste here, P2P here, and then this remains the way it is. So what technically I have done is for all the 3 payment terms, I have got high, medium, and low option. Okay, and obviously I've done only X right now. Like I said, I will go keep the first parameter constant and then get that replicated for all the things that I have in the second parameter, and then go on to the third parameter, and then go on to the second and the first. So now it's important that I have all of this for Y and then all of this for Z, right? So I'm going to keep all of it constant, copy this whole thing and paste it below. I'm going to leave a single line here so that I know that I'm not changing the wrong things, and I'm going to replace this X with Y. So I've got all combinations now for X and Y. I'm going to copy paste this once again. So I'm going to copy this and paste this, and I'm going to make this Z. Okay. So I've got all the second parameters covered. I've got X, all combinations for X, all combinations for Y, and all combinations for Z for a product which is A. Now I need to remember to delete these lines, because what I'm going to do next, I won't be able to do if I have these breaks in my master, So I'm going to copy this whole thing now, because it's the line, or in fact the first line, A, that I want to have for B and C. So I'm going to repeat the same process. I'm going to paste this down, and I'm going to replace this A with B. So here it goes, and I'm going to copy the same thing and then replace the B with C. So like I said, this is the way I go about creating all combinations. And of course, don't forget to delete this line at all, because then you will miss out on the combinations and this tool will not work. So now I've got all the combinations. I don't need the preparatory table that I created, so I'm going to delete that. And here is my master. Okay, it has all the possible combinations that I can have. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this section. Now the reason why I'm going to click on this section, because it allows me to select the entire sheet. Now selecting an entire sheet is very important, because when you select an entire sheet and do the next step, in the future, if you want to add more parameters to your decision, or you want to add more products, let's say A, B, C, you want to add D, E, F, you can do that, and you don't really need to reconfigure this tool again. So before I get into that, let me just say I want to also add price, because we didn't do that. So I've got some random data here of the price that I'm going to just simply copy paste. Don't hold me for this if the prices don't make sense, because it's just random numbers and we want it. So I put the price and then I click on the entire sheet. Just click here to select the entire sheet. The next thing that I'm going to do is draw up something called as pivot table. Okay, it's called PIVOT table. I'm using a Mac, so I see the pivot table in insert option on my Excel, but if you're using a Windows system and the Microsoft Excel for that, you may see it somewhere else. But look out for pivot table. You may see it in data, you may see it in insert somewhere else, I'm not sure, but look out for pivot table. You click on pivot table after you select the sheet. You may have a different way in which this window appears, but you really don't need to do anything on this window. Simply click OK. Now once you click OK, you would get something like this. This image will appear, and then you would have a table like this. You may also see a table popping up on your screen if you're using Windows, but don't worry about that. The options will remain the same. All you got to do is click on the first one, product, put it in filters, click on type, put it in filters, click on payment terms, click it, put it in filters, click on quantity, put it in filters, and then take the price and put it in values. Okay, it would come with sum of price, and that's all right. Okay, you need the sum. In case if you select multiple products, you need the tool to tell you how much is the total amount you're supposed to charge. So let that be sum. You could also put all of these things in rows and it will appear slightly different, but I guess this will be the most easiest one. You can play around with this and know what you prefer. So this is what you're going to do, and now you're going to give access of this sheet to your sales guys. So let's say what the sales guy is going to do. If he wants to quote somebody and that somebody is asking for product B, then he will select B from here and unselect A and C. Then he may select the type. So let's say he's talking about Y, or let's not take the second. Let's take Z. He's talking about the product type Z. Then he is going to be selecting the payment terms that the customer is talking about. So let's say he's talking about promise to pay. And then he's going to select the quantity. Let's say his quantity is low. Then with this combination, he's supposed to quote this price. Now, all that this tool has done is it is allowing the people to filter with ease. Okay. Now, when I say filter with ease, let's check if this number is right. So I'm going to copy this number and I'm going to come to the sheet 1, which is where these things are. And I'm going to select the combination again. So it is product is B. So I'm going to filter this. If we filter this, we should get the same result. So B, and then the type is Z. So the type is Z. Then we have payment terms P2P. So we select P2P. And the quantity is low. I remember that. So click on low. And this is the price that I should be getting. And I'm going to be pasting the price that I copied before. Okay. It's not pasting, but let me just copy it again and see if it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing. So the tool works. Now you may be thinking that why do I need to create this and not really use the filter option? Well, the thing is that when you create a master like this, you can restrict people to access this master so that people don't end up changing and fidgeting with this price list. people don't mess with this. They can do their filter options here, and they can do the filter options with far more ease. And when they do that, they are not messing with your data. They're still getting the price that they are supposed to quote, and they don't come to you. I know that you must be thinking, Hardik, making such a tool is going to take a lot of time because there are a lot of factors that I will need to really do the copy pasting and entries on. Well, let me tell you this. Even if it takes a lot of time, let's say 2 days or let's say 3 days, imagine after those 3 days, you will not be investing your time on a daily basis to answer that question. So it definitely merits for you to do it. Anybody who's thinking that there are too many products that I have and there are too many variations that I have in each of the product, well, let me tell you, we've done this successfully for a lot of our clients. If you feel you can't do it, mention it in the comment box and we will have a one-to-one free consultation call. You know what the drill is. If you like this video and you are going to implement it, then put a big fat like. That's how you appreciate me, and that's how I get encouraged to do more videos for all you fine guys. If you are somebody who knows somebody who has a similar problem, then share this video and show your love to their business. Show your friendship really matters. So show that. And if you've not subscribed to this channel yet, my dear friend, not all good things in life are free. But this channel and the information that's coming to you is. So go smash that red icon and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to play with the black bell. And when you do that, select all so that you're always notified whenever I put a video like this. So until we meet next time, keep learning, keep implementing, and all you lovely folks, keep propelling.